Good morning. So today I'm going to be talking about the fact that in Canada we have multiple tax sheltered investment slash savings accounts called the TFSA, RRSP and the FHSA. And the problem that we have in Canada, despite having these accounts and despite people all over social media talking about them and saying you should use them and it's great, is majority of people have no clue how to use them or even use them at all. So today I'm going to be talking about how I personally use them, a little bit about my journey of finding out how to use it, because the fact of the matter is getting to your first 100,000 is the hardest thing. The majority of people who save their first 100,000 or their down payment in Toronto save it just pure cash, right? They don't do anything else, anything special with it. That's fine. But nowadays with home prices getting higher and higher, your savings rate is not going to keep up with the increase in the cost of living. So you have to take advantage of certain things that we have. And I'm talking to anybody who's on fixed income. You just need to have an understanding, right? I'm not saying go and do this right now. I'm just saying have an understanding, pique your curiosity to a point where potentially you could actually do this for yourself. This is something you're doing for yourself. The TFSA is the best savings vehicle that we have, savings slash investment vehicle in terms of the tax benefits that it provides. Your money is taxed before it goes into the TFSA, and when you pull it out of the TFSA, you're not taxed on it. That doesn't exist in the United States. We are very lucky to have that here in Canada, so we have to take advantage of it. The best option, again, I'm not saying do this, but this is what I do, is put that money into a low-cost index ETF, such as VFV, which you can buy inside your TFSA through an app called Wealthsimple, which you've pretty much heard of by now. You probably do your taxes on Wealthsimple. That's number one. That allows you to track the S&P 500 index when stocks like Apple and Google and Amazon and Nvidia and Microsoft, you see them on the news, they go up. It means nothing to you probably. But now you're also benefiting from that just by buying this one simple indexed ETF. Buying it the same way you would put money into your savings account. And of course, this depends on your risk tolerance. If you are absolutely afraid of investing even $100 into the market, probably stay away from it. If it's causing you more stress than anything else, probably stay away from it. Also, if that's you, probably try to actually do some research. Look at historically what the market has done. It's just because you are not educating and equipping yourself with the knowledge of how the stock market works. What on average has it done? Look at the actual facts behind the stock market. Don't look at the headlines that you see. Actually equip yourself with the knowledge. I'm not saying actually go out there and do it if you've never done it before. I'm just saying equip yourself with the knowledge to where you can ask more questions and then actually help yourself build wealth in a time where cost of living is at its all-time high. And it's going to keep going up. So in the TFSA, I personally buy VFV. I also buy other stock. All I'll talk about in this video is VFV, which is a Vanguard S&P 500 index ETF, which tracks the 500 best companies in the world as they grow. The work is done for you. You don't have to go and look at what's the best stock. The best stocks are already in that basket. That is your best bet as somebody new to investing. You can generate great returns from doing that. Another thing you can do, which I wouldn't do in the TFSA, but I would do it in an FHSA. In an FHSA, it's intended for you to buy a house. The money that you put in there, you don't just let it sit in there. Definitely do not put that money in a mutual fund. In your TFSA, yeah, sure. If you absolutely don't want to have to think about it, sure. Put your money in a mutual fund. It's better than doing nothing in a TFSA. Index fund, if you're going to put it in any sort of fund, I would put it in an index fund over a mutual fund. Just my opinion. That's in the TFSA. In the FHSA, this money is, say you want to buy a house in 5 years and you're saving really well. Like you're saving $30K a year, or in less than 5 years you want to buy a house. There's an investment called cash.to, which is what I personally do. You have two options, really. There's an investment called cash.to. Look it up. It is not tied to the stock market. It acts like an ETF, but it pays you 5%. It pays you whatever the highest interest rate is at the time inside your tax sheltered account, which is your FHSA. Of course, FHSA also gives you a income tax deduction, which really helps you as well. In my FHSA, I put my money into cash.to. What you can also do is buy a GIC, but the difference is your money is locked with the GIC, which doesn't matter, right? You're guaranteed a rate of return. It's just your money's locked up. I would say do either or. GIC is probably the thing that most people are familiar with. Just cash.to gives a little bit of a better rate. So that's why I personally put my money into cash.to inside my FHSA. The reason for that is you don't want to invest in the stock market in your FHSA because the market could be down when you go to withdraw that money. Now you're selling your shares of whatever it is for pennies on the dollar, for 75 cents on a dollar, 50 cents on a dollar. It's not the smartest thing to do. So you save those investments in the market like VFV for your TFSA. Your FHSA focus on high interest yields such as a GIC or cash.to. Your RRSP can also be used for a down payment in what's called the home buyer's plan. Right now it's I think $35,000, so you can invest money into the market for your retirement, something like VFV. VFV works again here. If you have US dollars, you can use VOO. You're tracking the best companies in the world, the Apple, the Googles, the Amazons, Tesla, all of that, and you don't have to buy the individual shares. Like, how beautiful is that? These funds are buying millions and millions of dollars of these companies. You're owning a piece of it just by buying a share, and you don't have to go out and buy a $700 stock or a $200 US stock. You can buy it in Canadian dollars with VFV, you can buy it in US dollars with VOO, and you can put that in your RRSP. Verify what I'm talking about. I'm just a guy on the internet, right? Just verify it. I'm sure you'll find that it's not too complex. I'm not saying, hey, go learn how to value stocks. Learn what an index ETF is. Learn what an index fund is. That's it. Just Google it. And you can take advantage of the growth that provides you, and you build wealth with that. You continuously do that. You rinse and repeat over and over again, and suddenly you've built wealth for yourself. There's no barrier. You don't have to save $50,000 to start doing this. Of course, index fund, there's a minimum requirement, but an index ETF, there is no minimum requirement. When I first started, I had no clue what I was doing, and I just kept on searching and searching and searching, and I finally realized I don't need 500% returns in the market in 1 year, or I don't need to double my money in 1 year. Would I love to double my money every 7 years? 100%. And that can be done by investing in an index ETF. Every 7 years, doubling your money. The fact that, we have these accounts, most people don't take advantage of them or use them. The people who actually already have hit $100,000 probably know how to use them and are using them. But the rest of us, we got to get with it. You know what I mean? It's 2024. We want the best for our future selves. You know what I mean? I think we deserve that. Just educate yourself. Equip yourself with the knowledge. Hopefully this gets you started on your research journey of how to start investing, how to take advantage of your FHSA. What is a GIC? I have videos on my YouTube channel if you want to check it out. Millions and millions of people do this without even knowing it, right? Your pension is invested the same way. Mutual funds doing the same thing, they're just taking fees from you. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one.